Hello friends. There are things happening right now in the United Kingdom that most pensioners do not know about yet. And some of them are not good news. Not small adjustments, not minor technical changes buried in government documents. Real changes that will affect real money for real people. Some of them are already in law and cannot be reversed. Some of them are already happening and people are only finding out when they check their bank account. And at least one of them involves something that millions of pensioners have been doing for years, following perfectly sensible financial advice. And that advice is about to stop working. Today, I'm going through all of it. Before we get into it, if you are retired or getting close and you have ever felt like the state pension and DWP system was designed to confuse you on purpose, I put something together for you. It is called the British Pensioners' Money Playbook. Every rule, every form, every phone number checked against the 2026-27 government figures and written in plain English. Link in the description and pinned comment or scan the QR code on TV. Right, let's get into it. Let me start with the change that will affect the most people and cost the most money because this one is already confirmed in law and the window to do anything about it is closing every single week. For the past 10 years, the standard retirement planning advice in the United Kingdom has been built around one clear principle. Spend your savings accounts first. Draw down your investments, but leave your private pension pot untouched for as long as possible. Because when you die, whatever is left in that pot passes to your children or grandchildren completely free of inheritance tax. The pension was the clean asset, the tax-free inheritance, the one thing you could protect from the 40% charge. You built that pot over a lifetime of work. The average pension savings for someone aged 65 to 74 in the United Kingdom is approximately £145,000. Many people in that age group have significantly more, and most of them have been leaving those savings deliberately untouched, not spending them, not drawing them down because the plan was to pass them on. That plan made complete financial sense until now. The Finance Act 2026 received royal assent in March. From the 6th of April 2027, 8 months away, unspent defined contribution pension funds will be included in the inheritance tax estate for the first time in the history of the state pension system. The exemption that made pension pots the clean inheritance vehicle is being removed. From that date, whatever is left in your pension pot when you die will be added to the value of your estate, your home, your savings, your investments, and the 40% inheritance tax charge will apply to everything above the nil rate band. Here is what that looks like in practice for a typical pensioner in this age group. You own a home worth £350,000. You have a pension pot of £145,000 that you've been leaving untouched as a planned inheritance. Your combined estate is £495,000. The nil rate band is £325,000. The amount above that threshold is £170,000. Under the new rules, your family pays 40% of £170,000, which is £68,000 to the government before your children receive anything from the pension pot you spent a working lifetime building. But the worst-case scenario is worse than that. Financial analysts at A.J. Bell have calculated what happens when a higher-rate taxpayer inherits pension funds under the new rules. Inheritance tax of 40% is applied to the pension pot as part of the estate. The beneficiary then receives the remainder, but because pension withdrawals are taxed as income, they pay income tax on top of what remains. In the worst case, combining the 40% inheritance tax with income tax at the higher rate, the government takes between 64% and 67% of the pension pot. Your family receives 1/3 or less of money you spent your entire working life accumulating. The window to do something about this is 8 months. Decisions made before the 6th of April 2027 still fall under the old rules. After that date, they do not. The specific decisions available to you include whether to increase pension drawdown, whether to change the order in which you use different assets, whether to use pension savings to fund lifetime gifts, and whether to restructure your expression of wish form with your pension provider. All of these require advice from a financial advisor who understands both the pension rules and the inheritance tax position of your specific estate. That advice needs to happen now. Not after the budget, not next spring, now. The second change is one that is already happening to hundreds of thousands of pensioners right now, and that will affect significantly more over the next 12 months. The triple lock delivered a 4.8% increase to the state pension in April 2026. The full new state pension is now £241.30 per week, or £12,547.60 per year. That sounds like good news, and in one sense it is. But here is the number that turns the good news into a problem. The personal allowance, the amount of income you can receive before paying any income tax at all, is £12,570 per year. It has been frozen at that level since 2021. It will stay frozen until at least 2031. The gap between the full new state pension and the personal allowance is just £22.40. Any additional income at all, a small private pension, savings interest, or any part-time earnings, pushes total income above £12,570. And income above the personal allowance is taxed at 20%. HMRC collects it automatically either through a simple assessment letter or by adjusting the tax code applied to your private pension provider, who then deducts additional tax from each monthly private pension payment without sending you any separate notification. The people who are being hit hardest are precisely the people in this audience. Pensioners aged 65 and over who receive both a state pension and a modest private pension. For many years, their combined income was below the personal allowance. Then the triple lock raised the state pension year by year. The personal allowance stayed still. And one April, their combined income crossed the line. They did not receive a warning letter. Their private pension simply started arriving with a smaller amount than before. Most of them assumed it was a calculation error. It was not. It was HMRC collecting tax that had never previously been collected from people in their position. The projection going forward is alarming. The triple lock for April 2027 is currently forecast at approximately 4.2% based on summer wage growth data. A 4.2% increase on the current state pension would push the full amount to approximately £251.42 per week, or around £13,074 per year. That is roughly £504 above the frozen personal allowance. For the first time in the history of the state pension, a pensioner receiving only the full state pension with no other income at all would owe income tax, not because their income increased dramatically, but because the allowance stayed still while the pension. The solution is not to decline the triple lock increase. The solution is to restructure where your other income comes from. If you have savings in a standard savings account generating interest, move those savings into a cash ISA. Interest earned inside an ISA is completely exempt from income tax and does not count toward the personal allowance calculation. Moving £25,000 from a standard savings account earning 4% into a cash ISA earning the same rate removes £1,000 of taxable interest from your calculation, potentially reducing or eliminating the additional tax entirely. The third change is one that has already started, and for anyone born after the 6th of April 1960, it means their state pension will not arrive when they expected. The state pension age in the United Kingdom is rising from 66 to 67. This is not happening all at once. It is happening gradually, 1 month at a time for people born between April 1960 and March 1961. Each birth month within that range has a slightly later state pension age than the one before it. Someone born in May 1960 reaches their state pension age at 66 years and 2 months. Someone born in February 1961 reaches it at 66 years and 11 months. After March 1961, state pension age is exactly 67. If you or someone in your family was planning retirement finances around receiving the state pension at 66 and they were born after April 1960, those plans are based on an incorrect assumption. Check the precise state pension age for your exact date of birth using the dwpnews calculator and factor the correct date into any financial planning you are doing. Before the summary, a quick reminder. The British Pensioners' Money Playbook covers the IHT pension changes, the stealth tax calculation, and the state pension age. Transition table in plain English with the 2026-27 figures. Link in the description. So, here is the complete picture. The exemption that allowed pension pots to pass to children free of inheritance tax ends on the 6th of April 2027. The average person aged 65 to 74 has approximately £145,000 in pension savings. Combined with the value of a home, this pushes many estates above the nil rate band. And from April 2027, the 40% charge applies to the pension pot. In the worst case, families face a combined tax rate of 64% to 67% on inherited pension funds. The window to restructure is 8 months and closing. Take advice now.